On the last episode of Sailing Nervous, we got the boat ready to leave. We said goodbye to some of our new friends.
All right, we'll see you later.
And we took one last look at beautiful Beaufort, South Carolina. And then we waited for the wind to calm down. And as the wind finally died down and the sun came out, we headed south. Everything started out real good. Everything was just as it always should be. But then we encountered some unique problems.
Well, today we had an adventure, and it wasn't the adventure we intended. So basically, we had thought that today would be a great day. The weather was cooperative, the tides, the wind direction. We were going to sail. We were going to just do it, Vinny and I, and get the sails up and practice sailing. It was all good to go. Now, this morning, I was not feeling so confident, and so I had shared that with Vinny that I wasn't feeling very confident, but, you know, just wanted to go for it anyways. So it all seemed good, and we actually made it in time. We figured out that there was a noon bridge opening, and we were able to get help at the dock here to push off and get to the bridge opening. We had to wait a little while at the bridge before it opened. But then all of a sudden, as Vin was moving forward, as we were cruising to get through the bridge, there was a boat ahead of us. There was a bizarre crunching, grinding sound in the engine, and that was, we've never heard that sound before. It was a terrible, awful sound. It sounded like the engine revved and then ground like metal on metal, and we thought, what the heck was that?
My transmission started having a problem right before we went through the bridge, so I decided to not go through the bridge and come back.
So Vinny wisely, quickly decided at the last second, we're not going through this bridge, we're making a left and going back to the marina. You know, we quickly called the bridge and said to them, you know, we're not coming through, you know, and then called the marina and said we need help at the dock because we got to come back in. There's something wrong with our engine. So unfortunately, that wasn't what we were expecting to have happen. And so the timing of coming back to the dock in this particular location in South Carolina, you know, we had a current that was bringing us into the dock. So it was about a 1 knot, we looked it up, it was a 1 knot current that was going to be going with us into the slip, which is harder to navigate. You've got to go super, super careful into the slip because you've got the current that's pushing you.
Go enough to have steerage. So we had an unexpected difficulty coming into the slip. line so she can, there you go. Got it.
So we had a really difficult time trying to get in.
Gosh. Watch the rear here.
And it turned out we were not able to make it into the slip. So we had to stop what we were doing and then pull up next to the face dock. The dock master, Mary, was great, and she's like, just go to the face dock. Vinny did a great job, got us over to the face dock, and we basically had to then wait until the slack tide so we could actually safely try again and get back into our slip. So that was quite an adventure. From my perspective, Vinny was great. He was calm the whole time. It was extremely, to me, extremely upsetting and stressful situation. Not the kind of thing I'm comfortable with, and it was very upsetting for me personally, but Vinny was just calm and cool the whole time, and actually, so was the dock master. Mary was great.
But thankfully, you know, nobody was hurt and no boats were damaged. So we're here at the face dock waiting for slack tide, and we'll give it another try.
That all was fine. Then it became slack tide, and it was time to see what was going on with the motor. And so turned the motor on, and about 10 minutes later, as we're discerning, is it time yet to go? Is there enough of a slack tide to make it safe? Then we started, Vinny noticed some steam or smoke coming out of the engine, and we noticed that the engine was overheating, so we had to stop the whole thing. And it turned out it was just a communication issue between me and the captain, and hopefully everything's okay, because we noticed it quickly, or he noticed it quickly. But it was just enough to get off the dock, off the face dock, be able to turn around, and then angle into the slip again. And again, I can't say enough thank you to Mary the dock master for us to grab some lines, and it was great. So we were able to get in, and Vinny did a great job as captain getting us in there, and got tied in and snug. And that's why now, hours later, I can say this with a smile, because my stomach was in knots most of the day. So that's my version of our adventure. So by the time we had some pizza and wine, it was a welcome end to what turned out to be us learning about sailing and boating, but not quite the way that I had expected.
The solution to every stressful day: good pizza, good wine, and most of all, good company.
Good job, Captain.
I love you.